October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and while most of us are thinking about Halloween tricks and treats, cyber criminals are gearing up for their busiest time of year. From fake shipping notices, yes, you've gotten those, to holiday shopping scams, it's open season online. Joining us now from Rouse Consulting Group with some helpful advice is Eric Van Sprybrook. Eric, welcome back. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Morgan. Happy to be back.
Yes, well, it is that time of year, absolutely. So we're going to get into it today. Just tell us a little bit right now about why October is kind of the perfect time to reset our online habits.
Yep, absolutely. So October is officially Cybersecurity Awareness Month, right? And while the tactics that the hackers use could be spooky or scary, what we're really doing is preparing ourselves for the holiday season.
Okay, and you know, cybercrime is really going to spike right now, right? Because I've heard a lot of people talk a little bit about they're done with their Christmas shopping, or they're starting their Christmas shopping. So while it may be Halloween season, we are getting started on a lot of things, and holiday shopping can really reel in a lot of scams.
It is. So activity across the board is at an all-time high, right? We're visiting more websites. Like you said, we're buying a lot more online during this time. Our inboxes are being flooded with notifications of shipping labels and packages confirmed. And in general, people are traveling a lot more too, which then goes to elevated stress or elevated opportunities for distraction.
Absolutely. And you think that everything that's coming into your inbox, right? If you're getting a notification from FedEx or UPS or whoever it may be, you just assume that it's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be there. So you have to be careful, right, when you're clicking on those links, which we're going to get to. But first, social engineering is a term that many of us are hearing more and more. Can you kind of explain what that is?
So these style of attacks have kind of evolved over the years, right? And so social engineering is now a new tactic, right? You think you have a strong password, you have multi-factor authentication, but these hackers are using these tactics to try to garnish information from you, either through deep fakes, AI, trying to understand your habits, and then sending you emails that are targeted towards you, all with the purpose of gaining access to some sort of platform or some sort of sensitive information. Okay,
and I want to get back to why this is kind of the season for scamming, because Rouse Consulting, you know, prior to this segment today, provided us with some good reminders about why that may be. We talked already about the holidays, but very specific things. We talked about the delivery notices, Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday, all of that stuff is going to be coming down soon. And they can actually create like knockoff websites.
Exactly. So you want to obviously shop from legitimate websites, right? You want to be mindful of notifications, email, text, or calls that create sense of urgency. And you want to make sure that when you're operating, you're using legit websites, and always checking emails and links to validate that they're actually coming from who you think they're coming from.
Okay. Gift card scams, is that, you know, it's not something that I've ever run into before, but this is something that we also need to be worried about?
We do, because it's really hard to return a gift card, right? And so if you get an email maybe from your boss saying, hey, we have a holiday party coming up this week, could you go buy $100 of gift cards and we're going to give them out at the party? If your boss has never asked you to do that before, there should be some red flags raised.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good one. And then another one, bogus charities and donation requests. That is not ever, I think, top of mind for people when they're thinking of the season of giving.
It's a season of giving, right? So you have these GoFundMes that have been around for multiple years, and you feel philanthropic and want to give back to communities, and unfortunately scammers are taking advantage of that charity as well.
Okay, so just making sure that you kind of confirm everything, and that goes along with your next point. So what should we be watching out for? We've talked about this in other respects when it comes to cyber crimes when you've been on the show, and there's that level of fear and urgency.
Exactly. And knowing that every platform is an opportunity for scammers to utilize their scams and hacks. So emails, text messaging, maybe that are pretending to be coming from your bank. We see deep fake phone calls. People that are impersonating your boss actually sound like a loved one or a colleague. And so know that whatever platform's out there, that the bad guys are also using it for their benefit.
Okay, so let's go over some quick tips then, because we talk about all of these things that we have to look out for, and it just makes everybody, I think, you know, unfortunately feel very paranoid, especially when we're talking about deep fakes when it comes to videos and people changing their voices and all of that. But talk about some things that we can do to combat that.
Yeah, so first off, take a deep breath, take a step back, and when you're viewing links or emails or attachments, make sure it's something you actually requested, right?
Okay.
Your bank is never going to email you or text or call you and ask you for your login credentials, right? And so again, it goes back to that urgency. and then time sensitivity of what they're requesting, and actually information that they're asking for too. So all those should kind of pique your interest or set off some red flags in your head about what they're trying to gain from you.
Sure. And when we're talking about doing like online shopping and things like that, whether it's a specific store that you frequent, whether it's Amazon, no matter what it is, passwords are a big deal as well. So I know a lot of people, myself included, just a few years ago, you know, wanted to make my password the same for everything, because otherwise you have so many passwords to try and remember or write down somewhere. Don't do that.
Exactly. You want to have strong passwords. You want to have different passwords too. Just because you have a strong password for your bank account
doesn't mean use it for everything.
Exactly, because if one gets hacked, they all could get hacked too.
Yeah.
And then wherever possible, apply multi-factor authentication, so you have a couple different authentication methods for any website that you're logging into.
Okay, and one last thing before we wrap up with you today. When we're talking businesses, right, so we talked a lot about the individual this afternoon, but we're talking about maybe a company or a business and things to tell your staff. It's really important to confirm and verify, and that doesn't have to take a lot of steps.
Exactly. You know, these hackers aren't targeting just consumers. They're absolutely going after businesses. They know it's a stressful time for everybody, so they're using that stress, they're using that opportunity for distraction in order to infiltrate both consumers and businesses.
Okay. We want to put the website on the screen right now. If you want to learn more about Rouse Consulting Group and how a partnership can really benefit your business, just visit them on the web. That's rouseit.com. As always, Eric, great information, especially headed into holiday shopping season. We appreciate it.
Thanks, you, Morgan.